I think last year's class was like the best recruiting class Nick Saban's ever had when he was there at Alabama. So, I mean, some of that is to do with the number of people that they signed. I get that. But, like, I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon.
No. Now, I don't think they're going to be – I think Georgia will be the pick. I think more people will pick Georgia.
I think Georgia will be the favorite.
But for the record, I'm going with Bama. So keep that in mind. Bama as the champion, Tennessee, 4 playoff appearances in 12 years. Or in 10 years.
In 10 years.
Yes.
Wilson only said 2.
Yeah.
Is he short-selling the Vols?
Well, look, as someone has pointed out on the text line, look, I mean, you do have to you bring in Texas and Oklahoma. It's a very good point about the schedule. It's so hard. There are going to be years where it's just it probably just lines up against you big time, right? But also, I mean, you can lose. There are going to be 3 lost teams in the playoff. So, like I said, I mean, even your quote-unquote easier games, you can't blow any of those like they did last year. It's not going to be easy by any means. But I think he is selling a little bit short. It's a safer pick.
I mean, the schedule part of it is interesting. If and when they go to a 9-game conference schedule, which apparently is really difficult for the SEC to get there. I mean, we're really struggling to get to the 9-game schedule. There's been really nothing on that this week in terms of an update or what that looks like. I assume they're getting there at some point, but maybe that's just a faulty assumption on my part. But if they do that, what does the rotation look like? And they go the 3 kind of pod-style opponents. What does that look like for Tennessee? Is it Alabama? Is Florida in there? Is Georgia in there? Like, all 3 of them aren't going to be in there would be my guess. Vandy's going to be in there.
Vanderbilt will be in there. I think Alabama and Vanderbilt. And Kentucky.
Could be.
I think. So, yeah, and that has been reported as at least, that's been spitballed. And, it stinks to me that Florida-Tennessee would go away as an annual thing. It hasn't obviously been what it's been, but it still is it's a game that the fan bases, I think, still get into, or at least the Tennessee one. Maybe Florida fan base doesn't as much. I don't know.
Well, if Tennessee rolls off another one this year, then maybe it starts to rekindle things. I think it's important they go down there and win in Gainesville.
Yeah, and
they have to this year.
Yeah, well, and if they go get one, they could have bragging rights a little bit and be like, okay, well, we're done playing you.
They could,
but it wouldn't make up for utter domination, utter complete domination.
Correct.
But if that's what they get every year, it's not bad. That's not a bad outcome.
No,
I mean, Vanderbilt and Kentucky, they both have gotten Tennessee, not much with Kentucky actually. That's the crazy thing. Vanderbilt's had more success than Kentucky, and they could get them. And they're both, I think Vanderbilt's going to get better, and Kentucky's good, but you could do a lot worse than that. Alabama's not a great draw. But, I mean, you have to
You're going to get somebody.
And that tradition is, I mean, come on. I mean, it's such a – I mean, I know we're blowing up tradition left and right in this sport, but try to preserve some.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to keep that. I mean, look, I think from like Georgia's standpoint, I know that Alabama-Auburn is obviously going to be kept. Like, I think you can make a good case that they need to keep Georgia-Auburn too, although Auburn's going to be looking around and saying, great.
Yeah.
So we've got Alabama and Georgia in our permanent pod, as we've just had the whole time. It's great.
That's an interesting one because a lot of people don't know. I didn't know until I moved to SEC country that, like, Georgia-Auburn is the oldest
one.
But it's also, like, I just don't ever think of that game as anything that matters that much.
I know.
And if I'm out Auburn, we're good.
Yeah, we'll do something else.
Yeah.
615-737-1025, our phone number. This has been the Rex Rant with Joe Rexrode. You can check it out every morning at 7:45 here on the program. Coming up next, we'll be joined by Charles Robinson from Yahoo Sports. We'll get his thoughts on the DeAndre Hopkins signing with the Titans, how that impacts the Titans' bottom line, and a whole lot more. That's coming up next. The Game Summer Ticket Tour is headed to Bringle's Smoking Oasis, located at 4901 Centennial Boulevard, this Friday afternoon from 2 to 6. You can come eat, drink, hang, and leave with a pair of free Sounds, Preds, Big Machine Music City Grand Prix, or concert tickets. Also, a chance to get signed up for the grand prize, which is Titan